Her scream didn't match her face. It was too calm, too rehearsed. I remember standing in the doorway, her phone still warm in my hand, the message still glowing on the screen. "He'll be gone tonight. Just tell your father to handle it." My name wasn't in the message, but I was the only he in that house. A strange heaviness settled in my chest, not fear, not rage, recognition, the kind you feel when you finally admit the truth you've been avoiding for years. The living room was silent except for the faint clicking of her mouse. She didn't look up when I entered. She just lowered her headphones, her voice soft, too soft. "Did you need something?" That was the moment I knew she already had an explanation ready. People like her always do. My father-in-law sat at the table polishing a rolling pin as if it were a family heirloom. Her brother paced the hallway, too restless, too aware of my presence. All three of them moved like parts of the same machine, well-practiced, synchronized, confident. And yet, beneath their confidence, I felt something else, a tremor, a shift in the air, as if they knew something was coming, something they couldn't prepare for. I didn't speak. I just placed her phone on the desk and watched the blood drain from her face before she forced a smile back into place. The countdown had already begun, and she could feel it. Betrayal never arrives suddenly. It leaks. I began noticing the small things first: late-night whispers behind closed doors, a new password on her phone, the way she flinched when I walked into the room. But suspicion is a quiet poison. It waits. Her father became more aggressive, subtle at first, disguised as jokes. Her brother started treating me like a tenant in my own home, and she grew colder in the places that once held warmth. There were hidden calls between her and a man I didn't know, a pattern in her schedule that didn't match her words. Gifts she claimed she bought for herself but never wore around me. But what broke the illusion wasn't the lies. It was the moment I saw her reflection in the bathroom mirror as she typed a message, smiling. The kind of smile you give someone who hasn't destroyed you yet. Not me, someone else, someone closer. And then the message I found tonight, the one that confirmed everything: instructions, timing, coordination. Not just infidelity, not just manipulation, but something darker, a plan. A plan involving her family, a plan they believed I was too blind to see. Shock didn't hit me. Denial didn't follow. Only clarity. I watched them move around the house as if they owned the ground I walked on. I watched the way she avoided my eyes tonight, how her father grabbed the rolling pin with a familiarity that suggested this wouldn't be the first time he'd used it. They thought they were tightening a noose, but all they were doing was giving me space to breathe. And in that space, I saw everything. I didn't confront her. Confrontation gives the other person time to adjust. Instead, I investigated silently, with clinical precision. Her phone was locked, but patterns reveal themselves. Passwords are rarely random. I watched her fingers for weeks, memorizing movement, rhythm, hesitation. The code formed itself in my mind like a puzzle completing piece by piece. Her Google account synced automatically. Most people forget that. Her messages, deleted on her phone, lived quietly in a server she didn't know I had access to. There he was, not a stranger after all, someone she claimed to hate, someone from her past, someone who had been visiting the house when I wasn't around, invited by her father under the excuse of family help. Lies layered on lies, a web disguised as routine. The DNA test came later, quietly requested, discreetly delivered. I didn't open it right away. I already knew what it would say. Her strange distance during the pregnancy, her father's sudden generosity, her brother's protectiveness. All the puzzle pieces shifted into place, forming a picture I didn't want to see, but couldn't unsee. Still, I remained calm. Calmness terrifies people like them. I followed patterns, tracked movements, recorded conversations. I gathered everything, every deceit, every whispered plan, every flinch of guilt, all while they believed they were winning. Tonight was their final move, the rolling pin, the shouting, the coordinated humiliation. They wanted to break me. Instead, they revealed themselves completely. I waited, not for mercy, for timing. And when their arms tired and their voices cracked, I stood, slowly, deliberately, letting silence replace their violence. Their mistake was thinking pain weakens, pain sharpens, always. The envelope waited on my desk for hours before I opened it. Two words that hollowed the final piece of me that cared. Not yours. The room around me blurred, not from emotion, but from the absolute stillness settling into my bones. A stillness made of truth. Truth is heavier than betrayal. It leaves no room for imagination. I walked to her calmly, envelope in hand. She was gaming, headphones on, pretending the world behind her didn't exist. When she noticed me, her smile faltered. Her eyes jumped between the envelope and my expression. "What is that?" she whispered. I placed it on the desk beside her mouse. "Look." She didn't. She wouldn't. She knew. Her fingers trembled before the envelope even opened. The test slid out. White, sterile, undeniable. Her breath hitched. I can explain." But explanations are just lies spoken slower. Her father stormed in, saw the paper, saw her panic. His face drained, then hardened. Her brother froze. I stood there, silent, still, watching all three of them buckle under the weight of truth. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse. I didn't need to. The truth did the speaking for me. They hit me because they thought fear kept secrets buried. They forgot the simplest rule. Truth doesn't die. It waits. When I walked toward the outlet tonight, after their pathetic display of power, my father-in-law reacted too quickly, too fearfully. "No, not that." That told me everything. They weren't punishing me. They were covering something. I unplugged the router with one slow pull. His panic filled the room. Her messages synced instantly. All the hidden conversations, all the deleted calls, all the nights she wasn't at her mother's. Her father's instructions, her brother's involvement, the other man's voice notes, the plan to handle me, the timeline, the motive, everything. Projected on the screen in front of her. She collapsed first. Her father shouted. Her brother backed away. I didn't speak. I simply let them drown in what they created. That was the revenge. Not violence, not screaming. Exposure. The truth stood taller than any of them, and it suffocated them. I left them there, panicking, scrambling, blaming each other like animals trapped in their own guilt. Outside, the air was sharp, clean. Silence tasted different when you owned it. People think closure comes from apologies or forgiveness. It doesn't. Closure comes when you finally stop needing answers. They no longer held anything of mine. Not loyalty, not trust, not even hatred. Just emptiness. A quiet kind. The kind you can build a new world on. As I walked away from the house, I felt lighter. Not healed, not whole, just free. And freedom, I realized, isn't loud. It's a single, calm breath after years of drowning. The final thought settled in me with the softness of a blade sliding home. They didn't lose me. They lost their power over me. And that was enough.